Listen up and listen good, because what's going down in the silver pits right now is straight up highway robbery. Just 48 hours ago, they pulled the damn plug. Silver was screaming past 91 bucks, catching fire, and then bam! The big boys shut the whole board down without a single word. No warning, no countdown, just a total blackout. Why? Because the vaults are bone dry, man. These suits are freaking out because they're selling paper promises for metal that ain't even there. For the first time in history, the exchange is running on fumes, and the inventory has hit rock bottom. This isn't some glitch. It's a full-blown heist in broad daylight. If you're sitting there thinking this is just business as usual, you're getting played. By the time you wake up, the silver train's going to be gone, and you'll be left holding a bag of nothing. Today, I'm stripping away the corporate lies and showing you exactly how they're rigging the game before the whole house of cards collapses. Look, I'm out here busting my tail to bring you the cold, hard truth while the rest of the world is sleeping. But it's crazy. So many of you are catching the play, soaking up the alpha, and then you just walk away without hitting that subscribe button. Seriously, man, don't leave me hanging. It takes 2 seconds to show some love, and do me a favor, drop a comment and let me know where you're repping from. I want to know exactly which corner of the globe is waking up to this silver heist. Let's build this tribe together. Don't just be a ghost, join the movement. All right, here is the raw, hard-hitting conversion of your script into American street-style USA local slang. This is designed to sound like a bold expose from a street-smart market insider. The silver heist, rigging the game in broad daylight, the technical glitch bullshot. Listen up, because the global metals market just hit a wall at 100 miles an hour. 2 days ago, the CME Group, the big bosses of the Globex platform, literally pulled the plug on all metals trading. No heads up, no countdown, no, hey, we're having trouble, just a total blackout. Right before they killed the lights, silver was screaming. It was ripping past 91 bucks an ounce, breaking through technical ceilings that had every analyst in the world shouting triple digits. Then, darkness. They blamed it on a technical issue. Funny thing is, natural gas was back up in 50 minutes, but the metals stayed offline like a ghost town. When the screens finally flickered back on, the damage was done. Silver got hammered down from 91 to 84.98 in 3 brutal waves of selling. But check the math. While the price was tanking, over 11,000 contracts, the ones waiting for physical delivery, vanished. Just like that, more than half the pressure on the exchange was wiped clean. It's a classic rug pull. The empty vaults and the March madness today is February 27th, 2026. First notice day for the March contract, and silver is back with a vengeance, trading at $93.41. It's up over $5 today, but don't let the green candles fool you. The big story is what's not in the vaults. Right now, buyers are standing their ground for 52.6 million ounces of physical silver. They don't want your paper. They want the heavy metal. The problem? The CME's registered inventory is sitting at 86 million ounces. That means 61% of everything they've got is already spoken for on day one. In a normal world, only about 2% to 5% of people actually take the metal. But lately, we're seeing delivery rates hit 98%. People are grabbing the bars and running for the exits. They know the vaults are running on fumes. A pattern of dirty tricks. This isn't the first time the CME accidentally broke their toys when things got heated. Remember last November? Same story. A cooling system failure shut everything down right as a Chinese industrial giant was knocking on the door for 30 million ounces. After that little stunt, silver exploded from 53 bucks to over $121 in 2 months. Then what did the exchange do? They jacked up the margin requirements by 50% in 2 weeks, forcing everyone to sell and crashing the price back to 63. See the pattern? Every time the delivery pressure gets too real, the glitches start and the rules change. The death of the paper market, Zero Hedge called it. This is financial engineering at its finest. Back in October, they had over 167 million ounces in the vault. Since then, it's been a bloodbath. On February 11th, we saw the inventory drop below 100 million ounces for the first time in history. We're talking about 8 million ounces walking out the door in just 2 days. This isn't just numbers moving on a spreadsheet. Seeking Alpha confirmed it. This metal is leaving the system. Buyers are taking their silver, putting it in their own trucks, and they ain't bringing it back. We are looking at a 49% decline in inventory in just 4 months. The corporate exodus, the Samsung move, even the tech giants are smelling the smoke. Samsung just bypassed the exchange entirely, signing a massive 2-year deal directly with the silver mine. They're not waiting around for the CME to fix their cooling system. They're securing their own supply because they know the exchange-based system is a house of cards. The bottom line, the vaults are empty, the big players are bypassing the system, and the exchange is glitching every time the price gets too high. The March window is open and the pressure is about to blow the roof off. Would you like me to continue with the next 20,000 characters in this same Street Insider style, or should I refine the tone further? The shell game and the registered lie. Listen, if you think that 86 million ounces sitting in the CME vaults is actually available, you're living in a fantasy world. Let's talk about the registered versus eligible hustle. In the streets, we call this a bait and switch. Registered silver is the only stuff legally cleared to back those futures contracts, and right now, that pile is shrinking faster than a snowball in hell. Back in October, they were sitting pretty on nearly 168 million ounces. Fast forward 4 months, and we've seen a 49% wipeout. Think about that. Nearly half the entire exchange inventory, poof, gone. And it didn't just vanish into thin air, it was physically hauled out of the vaults by people who don't trust the system anymore. On February 11th, the market watched in horror as 3.2 million ounces were yanked out in a single 24-hour window. Then, the very next day, another 4.7 million ounces walked out the door. We're talking about nearly 8 million ounces of physical bullion hit the road in 48 hours. That's not trading, my friend. That's a bank run. The paper to silver death ratio. Here's the dirty little secret the suits on CNBC won't tell you. For every single ounce of physical silver sitting in those vaults, there are hundreds, maybe thousands, of paper ounces being traded back and forth. It's a giant game of musical chairs, and the music just stopped. Historically, the delivery rate was a joke. Maybe 2% or 5% of the traders actually wanted the metal. The rest were just gamblers playing with digital numbers. But look at the scoreboard now. For the January and February cycle, we're looking at 74.38 million ounces in total deliveries. That is a staggering 86.4% of the current registered inventory. They are literally cutting it close to the bone. In 2024, the CME moved about 203 million ounces for the whole year. In 2025, that number shot up to 474 million ounces. They've more than doubled the demand while the supply is circling the drain. You don't need a PhD in economics to see that the math simply doesn't work anymore. The paper market is screaming, but the physical market is the one holding the gun. The corporate rebellion, Samsung pulls the trigger. The big industrial sharks aren't waiting for the exchange to collapse, they're already jumping ship. Look at Samsung. These guys aren't stupid. They see the technical glitches at the CME, they see the margin hikes, and they said, to hell with this. They went straight to a major silver mine and locked down a 2-year offtake agreement. This is a massive middle finger to the CME. By bypassing the exchange, Samsung is telling the world they don't trust the official price or the official supply. When the world's biggest tech giants start sourcing their own metal through private back channels, it means they know the exchange is comprised. They're securing their future while the retail traders are left fighting over the scraps in a rigged casino. The margin hike assassination. And let's not forget how they play dirty when they're losing. Between late December and January, the CME hiked the margin requirements by 50% in just 2 weeks. In plain English, they told the small guys, pay up or get out. It was a targeted assassination of the long positions, designed to force a liquidation and keep the price from hitting the moon. They managed to drag silver back down to $63, but like a coiled spring, it just snapped back even harder. Today we're sitting at $93.41. The price is laughing in their faces. The inventory is at an all-time low. The delivery demand is at an all-time high, and the glitches are becoming a daily occurrence. The house is on fire, the exits are blocked, and the guys who own the building are the ones who started the blaze. This isn't a market anymore. It's a war zone.